Hi, everybody. I'm Dennis Carter, the Liberty.
He's been the face of sports here in the heart of Virginia for 37 years.
It wasn't pretty. 14-6 for at least the next few weeks.
You know his signature style.
The Raiders, the Raiders, the Raiders.
And his long-standing traditions.
It's green jacket time. For many golf fans, including myself, the Masters is their favorite tournament of the year.
Tonight, we take you behind the scenes for what you don't see on air.
Always, 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 right as he got the standby, so that's Dennis.
And to look back on everything he's accomplished in a career spanning nearly 4 decades.
There'll be a lot of celebrating tonight in Raider country.
Tonight, we honor Dennis Carter as he wraps up one great adventure and begins another.
It has been a true honor being a part of this team and working with great people every day. I wouldn't change a single thing.
Dennis Carter, 37 years, presented by Central Atlantic Toyota Dealers.
Thank you for joining us tonight for a very special hour dedicated to Dennis, our very own Dennis Carter. I was going to hold this back. I swore I wasn't going to lose it.
It's hard to. It's a very special day. Dennis, of course, is retiring after 37 years, and tonight we want to honor his very storied career.
Let's celebrate it. All hour long, we will have stories looking back on everything that Dennis has accomplished, along with a few surprises.
Oh, I can't wait.
And behind. So let's get started. What do you think, Dennis?
I'm looking forward to it. I have no idea what's going on, so bring it on. I'm ready for the surprises for sure.
Bringing it on, let's first send it over to Pattie Martin.
All right, y'all have already gotten me started, so stop. All right, Dennis has been coming into your homes every night for 37 years, sharing his passion for sports. Tonight, a look back at Dennis's career here at ABC 13, what's changed and what hasn't.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dennis Carter.
Most of you know this Dennis Carter, but how many of you remember this guy?
And Amherst Dennis Carter, Newset 13.
That's Dennis in one of his first on-air appearances at WSET. After working at WBTM Radio in Danville for 4 years, Dennis made the move to Lynchburg in August 1983 when a sports reporter position opened up at WSET, and he began what would be an almost 40-year career as one of the most popular people outside and inside the station.
And Dennis Carter on sports.
Well, of course, everybody will say Dennis is the nicest guy, and he is. And he is the hardest working man in show business, which we always used to say.
He would stay late into the night trying to make videos and scripts just exactly right for playoff teams or just regular sporting events because he really wanted to be the best he could be to represent whatever was going on in Central Virginia.
And Dennis represented it all, from golf, check out those shorts.
Oh, it's that dreaded duck hook.
To basketball.
So the Hokies rally from 11 down the second half.
To NASCAR.
No doubt, Rusty, the man to beat this weekend.
To his beloved high school football and all that enthusiasm.
The Raiders, the Raiders, the Raiders.
Of course, there have been some big changes since Dennis's first years when he worked out of a cramped office, writing and editing almost everything in his sportscast.
When we switched over computers, you know, he wanted to keep his typewriter. And we switched over, and it kind of baffled him for a little bit. And then one day, about a month or so after we switched over to computers, he came in and said, how did we get along without these? So Dennis was a fan after that.
Little did Dennis know when he started at WSET that not only would his professional life change, but his personal life as well.
I remember when he would just come to work here, we had an intern. Her name happened to be Regina, and now that they're married.
Another memorable moment?
One of the most, if not the most poignant and wonderful time highlight of Dennis's career is with his encounter with one of the top sports broadcasters of the last century, Howard Cosell.
Dennis, it's been a joy.
Thank you.
You don't need this job. You're too big for the boss. You're too big for the station.
Where's the boss?
So now, after 36 years, thousands of stories, dozens of honors and awards, and too many friends and fans to count, Dennis is leaving.
Now I've decided to retire at the end of this year.
And spending more time with his wife Regina, son Ryan, and his future daughter-in-law Caitlin. And while we'll miss his bright smile and positive spirit around the building, Dennis says he's not going far.
I love working with you guys and will definitely stay in touch.
All right, Dennis, we're taking a walk down memory lane with you. 37 years. Does it seem possible? I mean, you are somebody who just appears to love their job so much. Did it go by in a flash?
It did. It really did. I can't believe it's been 37 years. Doing something that you love doing as much as I love doing makes the time go by really, really fast. And it has gone by in a heartbeat.
And I think anybody here would agree, you are the hardest working person, not just here, anybody I've ever known. I work the morning show. I come in at 3:30 in the morning. So many mornings I would come in and you were still here. This picture right here, we have to show this. And this, you and I were talking about this a little earlier. This is not 6:20 at night.
No, no. Oh, boy.
This was one morning I stood up and I said, Dennis, why are you still here? Stand next to that clock and show everybody you are here.
That must have been maybe before the premiere of Football Friday or something big that we were probably doing a lot of last minute stuff on and had to get it done. You know, we didn't have any choice. It had to be done before Friday, and I think that was more than likely one of those days.
And you did it, Dennis. You did a lot. All right, well, we have a lot more to go, and we do have right now a special message from someone that you know pretty well.
Oh, good.
Check it out.
We got to know each other pretty well. We've been in this business for a while, and I can tell you now, retirement's not bad. I think you're going to enjoy it, but at least I have. But you know, so many people are going to miss you. Good guys like you don't come around every day, so you're going to be missed by a lot of people. Yeah, Dennis, you and I have been together a lot. I know a few Sugar Bowls, Orange Bowls, national championships, Lane Stadium when everybody's jumping. So I'm going to remember those and hope you will too.
Absolutely. I will definitely remember those. Frank Beamer is a class act. You know, I guess you're not supposed to have favorites in this business, but Coach Beamer was my favorite coach on the college level throughout the years, just because he cared about people. You know, he didn't just get up there and talk about a game and then leave. He asked you how you were doing. He'd come over, shake hands, you know, just find out more about you personally, and just a class act. Coach Beamer, definitely one of my favorites.
You all have a lot in common, Dennis.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You do.
He's a lot better man than me.
Oh, I don't know about that. All right, well, don't go anywhere. There is a lot more coming your way. Next, some of the area coaches that you've worked with all of these years wanted to say goodbye to. Their message for Dennis is coming up next.
This Gatorade D is for you, brother. I appreciate all your hard work. We got to get back to work now.
All right, everybody, welcome back. You know, working side by side of Dennis Carter over these last several years, I can tell you he is a great man to work alongside. And as area coaches and athletes will tell you, just being covered by Dennis has been an honor they won't soon forget.
37 years and a lot of sidelines. Dennis Carter has covered them all.
And just a few feet away, you got your Virginia Tech fans. Let's go!
From the big colleges to the small parks and everything in between. Several generations of athletes have grown up with Dennis covering their every step.
Where I go back with Dennis is he covered me when I played at Salem. 88 through 91, he covered me. I remember him interviewing me a couple times and coming, because we made it to the state championship in 1991.
He showed up to a practice, and I knew right then and there, you know, I was like, that's the guy off the news. And with me being a freshman, not playing a lot, it was just one of those things where I thought it was pretty neat. Yeah. And I knew we were doing something special to have, you know, News 13 show up in Naruna, Virginia for a football practice.
Dennis also covered every move of some of the legends in Virginia sports, including Hokies coach Frank Beamer.
Now, I always enjoyed working with Dennis. I knew that he was going to be fair. I knew that it would come out accurate, and so you know, it's a real confidence when you're dealing with someone like that, and it was like that every time.
And it's that trust that helped Dennis build relationships, even if it meant doing the right thing by holding off on breaking news like a coaching change.
Dennis Carter called me about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and said, "Coach, is it true that you're taking Patrick Henry's job?" I said, "Yes, sir." I said, "But could you do me a favor? Could you not run it on the 6 and run it at the 11, because I have my banquet at 6 o'clock and I really don't want my parents, you know, coming in. I haven't had a chance to tell them. I'm going to tell them tonight. Can you do that for me?" Coach, most definitely. You know, we understand, you know, the competitors called me and asked the same thing. Well, Coach, this is big news. We're going to run it at 6 o'clock. I said, you know, that I don't understand why you do that. But that shows what kind of person Dennis was.
And while we'll miss Dennis on our sidelines and our TVs, it's his energy and pure joy for our area teams that will live on for generations to come.
His Raiders comment, every time Appomattox comes up or he's about to do a highlight on Appomattox, the Raiders, you know, that would be one thing that I'll never forget about him.
He showed up happy all the time with a smile on his face and was loving the job that he was doing. I think he truly loved doing what he did.
Bet you'd like another crack at that swing on the,
Yeah,
on the
would.
baseball bat. Yeah.
She was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a very good pitcher. I had nothing for her.
You know, you've covered nearly every team in this market. What are you going to miss the most about covering sports in this area?
The relationships. You know, the relationships you make with the coaches, the athletes, the officials. We have a little running banter with the officials at games and the fans. You know, you develop special relationships with fans when you go to games. You know, they'll cheer for you. They'll call out your name. Of course, they want to be on TV,
Sure.
which you know, and I'll point the camera up there and get them on TV. But yeah, I'm just going to miss all the relationships you make with everybody at sporting events.
And not just those relationships, but talking about those events, you've covered such a wide variety, not just your footballs and your baseballs, but some really off-the-wall events. What sticks out in your mind? What are some great memories there?
Boy, all kinds of sports. You know, I've become a soccer fan. My son played soccer in high school, so that was definitely a reason why I became a soccer fan. You know, we've done hockey and soccer and all the main sports. We've done pickleball. We've done some crazy sports in the Commonwealth Games, and you know, it's just been a lot of fun.
All right, thanks so much, Dennis. Well, you know, it's not just coaches that have great stories about Dennis. Next, hear from some folks who used to work here at ABC 13 with Dennis about their time on set with the legend.
Hi, Dennis. I know that everybody is coming out of the woodwork to wish you well. 37 great years as the sports director at WSET, and that includes me too, Donna Harris. It has been an amazing time that I had with you sitting on the anchor desk and joking and laughing and just really rallying on all of the sports activities that were going on in Central Virginia. I'm going to miss seeing you because I was still watching, but I know it's not forever. I know it's not goodbye. I know that you're still going to be supporting everything sports in Central VA. Best wishes to you, Dennis. Love you much.
I think you're getting the gist of this. Behind the scenes, there are a lot of things that are very uniquely Dennis Carter that we have all grown to love so much. The cameras usually aren't rolling until recently.
Uh-oh.
Tonight, I think it's time that we expose the Dennis behind the scenes.
Are you sure?
This is the Toyota Sports Desk.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dennis Carter.
This is the Dennis Carter you see anchoring sports. But in the seconds leading up to going live on the air, this is what we see almost every night. Dennis famously cuts it close, but you'd never know.
Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Always, always, always. And then when we added the IFBs and the wireless mics, it made it a little bit easier. But Dennis was always, is the brake rolled? Go put the makeup on, go get the microphone on, go get the earpiece in and come sit down right as he got the standby. So that's Dennis.
I've been with Dennis at bowl games, and live shots are the same way, just like on set. If there's 30 seconds left, he's still editing, still uploading or whatever he's doing. And so, but he's always ready. When the red light goes on, he's ready.
And live from the Vine Center here at Liberty, what a couple of ball games this afternoon.
When Dennis is out live, you may not have noticed, but he always has his security blanket.
When he's on the road, when he's not in studio, he's out covering an event remotely, he always takes his clipboard, and he's got about 80,000 pieces of paper, probably dating back to 1984. But some reason he needs to have that clipboard and he needs to have all those papers, but he gets the job done with that clipboard.
You might wonder how he stayed so trim over the years. Well, I've decided that it must be good genes because it's no thanks to his fast food diet.
There we go. Here we go.
Little known fact, Dennis can dance. And he can sing.
More than a woman. Yeah.
His music trivia knowledge is astounding.
A woman to me. I'm not sure, but I would
Bee Gees.
I would go for the Bee Gees.
And he always makes commercial breaks entertaining.
But I sent you away, oh Landry.
I've been rolling for a couple of months now behind the scenes.
I was wondering what you were doing with your phone a couple of nights last week.
Yeah, when we were going through the video, there were a couple of times that Dennis looked at me like, what are you doing? I'm just trying to do my job.
I knew you had something up your sleeve. I knew.
Another thing kind of that I love, oftentimes when Dennis rolls up to the desk at the last minute, the microphone clip is on the wrong side. And so he always looks at me and goes,
can you save me?
Hello. So always had to do that too.
Yeah, because it's been all clumped together, and you know, when I'm under pressure like that, I can't get it unclumped. And
always happy to help
Dana
you.
will make it right and make us look
There's
good.
one Bee Gees song that I think we're all feeling right now. Do you know what song that is?
Staying Alive?
You know I can't smile. No, that's Barry Manilow.
Yeah,
So,
that's
see?
Barry Manilow, yeah.
Or Staying Alive, even better. Yeah. One thing that we don't have much of around here are bloopers, but we did manage to find a few things
I'm sure you did.
that didn't go quite right.
Oh.
Go.
And live from the Vine Center here at Liberty, what a couple of ball games this afternoon. Winston-Salem. We've got Cards, Cubs highlights, Major League scores, and a whole lot more coming up. Stay right with us. Circuit in November. And they say the worst team in college football, as I have a fly all over me, is Columbia University. That's according to Penthouse Magazine. They come out with their worst of the year in college football. Tonight, the Braves and Giants tied for first entering the night. Let's see. Might help if I put on my mic here.
We go now live to Dennis Carter at the Martinsville Speedway. Dennis, how are things going at the Speedway? Oh, well, we don't have that, so let's go to the AP Top 25. Let's go.
And joining me today, probably not the best golfer in Central Virginia. You won't find a better weather forecaster, our own Stephen Cropper, Virginia's 13. Stephen, I understand your golf game is best described bright and sunny.
Or entertaining. I think we could call it entertaining.
We played the par 4 second hole at Poplar Forest.
Where am I going?
Best shot, Cropper's solid hit out of the rough. The rest, garbage. Oh, it's that dreaded duck hook.
There it is.
No, there it isn't. Both of us, double
Yes.
bogey
Good thing
6.
it hit. It
That's
would've
why
been-
we work in a studio.
Dennis, you have so many memories over the years. I mean, not just out in the field, here in the station and with your coworkers. What are some of your fondest or most vivid?
Some of those bloopers we just saw.
Yeah.
I can remember them like they were yesterday. You know, not being ready, you know, going to some video clips and them not being there. There was one that really sticks in my mind. We were supposed to go to a soundbite with Chicago Bears head coach Mike Ditka. He was talking about a person in the Chicago Bears family that had passed away. Well, they ran the wrong video, and some video of monkeys running in a jungle came up. I will never, ever forget that.
Oh, how horrible.
Because you don't know what to say coming out of
Right.
that. You know? Obviously, that's the wrong tape.
Oh, yeah. Been there. Been there.
Yeah, yeah.
There's also that selfie that we all remember
That went viral.
with the king, LeBron James.
Oh, yeah.
That took off. Look, there he is.
That made you like
you and LeBron.
he was like the king on Twitter for a good 24 hours.
That was at the UVA Duke game, and I had heard someone in the crowd say, you know, I think LeBron James might be at the game. And I'm thinking, wow. You know, so I started looking around. I looked over my left shoulder. He's sitting right behind me, and he's got his leg all the way out. I mean, the man's got long legs.
Right.
And he was sitting right beside me with Rajon Rondo. Awesome. And yeah,
he was
that
there to see you.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Did he go, Dennis Carter?
He did not. I think
Dennis Carter.
he was there to see Zion Williamson from Duke. He sure was, yeah.
All right. Well, a lot of folks have Dennis Carter to thank for covering their high school teams or sporting events. Next, a look at all the honors Dennis has gotten for his hard work over the last 3 decades.
All right, all hour long, we are honoring Dennis Carter, who's retiring after 37 years.
Yeah, Dennis has been recognized all across our viewing area for his work. The Virginia Sports Hall of Fame announced that Dennis is going to be inducted next year, a very well-deserved honor. The official ceremony is next April in Virginia Beach. The ceremonies that weekend actually start on his birthday. Dennis was also honored at the Martinsville Speedway back in October. Director of Communications Tim Southers presented Dennis with a plaque commending him for more than 36 years of excellence in covering racing at the Paperclip. Dennis's first NASCAR race covered at Martinsville was the 1984 STP 500, won by Jeff Bodine.
The Pennsylvania County Board of Supervisors also recognized Dennis earlier this month with a certificate. Board member Elton Blackstock says it's one small thank you for his nearly 4 decades of work in local sports. And then there was this presentation, 2 huge rivals coming together to honor Dennis, EC Glass and Heritage, presenting Dennis with a jersey, half EC Glass Royal Blue and half Heritage Orange. And Dennis, you've been given quite a few gifts over the past nearly 4 decades.
There's that.
People have been so nice and coming up to me and thanking me for covering their teams and their athletes through the years, and wishing me happy retirement, and so many different tokens of appreciation from schools.
Look there.
The Appomattox County Raiders.
Oh, you got it.
And if you turn it around, it's got Carter on the back.
I don't
nice.
remember.
Nice.
We, in addition, have got a lot of items from Brookville High School with the burgundy there.
Yep.
4 different items from Brookville.
Yeah, there's
Jefferson
JF.
Forest plaque in appreciation of service.
You said Buckingham County, right?
Buckingham County, just recently. Russ Goen, nice enough to present that to me.
Cool.
There's LCA.
LCA, that was a helmet that was presented at a basketball game a couple of weeks ago. And talking about a heavy helmet, that's pretty cool. And it's signed by all the players and coaches on the most recent team. So that means an awful lot to me. We have something here from the Harry Johnson Holiday Classic, which wrapped up on Saturday. They presented me with a plaque there, and Harry Johnson is very special to my heart. He's former basketball coach at GW, who I actually played for back in the day. I say played for, I was not quite good enough to make the team because GW's got a pretty good basketball team.
Well, of course, you are from Danville.
Right.
Played for GW, sort of.
Yeah.
And tonight, there are a few folks from your hometown who'd like to say thank you.
Hey Dennis, this is the Mayor Alonzo Jones from the city of Danville, Virginia. We're extending congratulations to you. We're excited about your retirement. Wishing you many, many more. Again, congratulations to you, Dennis, from Danville, Virginia.
Hey Dennis, this is Coach Anderson from GW. I just want to say congratulations, and you know it's crazy in this time of life and years that we're in now. People bounce from city to city to find their place that they want to call home, and we're just so fortunate that you found your place that you call home early in your career, and everything that you've done for our student athletes down here in the South Side. We really appreciate it, so congratulations.
Hi Dennis, this is Coach Park from George Washington High School. We want to say thank you for your service, your years that you have committed to broadcasting and taping us here at George Washington High School, and we wish you the best in life and the best endeavors. Enjoy yourself and your retirement.
Dennis, this is David Cross with the Danville Braves. Would just like to wish you a happy retirement. I know it's been a long time you've been with ABC 13, and being from Danville, we appreciate what you've done for this community over the years. I've enjoyed having you down here in Danville covering us and the other sports in the area, and would just really like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts here at the Danville Braves for all you've done for Danville and the Southside region, and wish you a great and very happy retirement.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, a lot of fans out there, Dennis. All right, well, we are here right now with Lynchburg's Mayor, Trenae Tweedy, who has joined us for this special send-off, and you have something for Dennis tonight.
I really do, and congratulations
Thank
for
you,
such an
Trenae.
honor. I have a proclamation for Dennis Carter Recognition Day.
Whereas Dennis Carter, sports director for WSET 13 television, has worked in the broadcast field for over 40 years. And whereas Carter began his reporting career in Danville at WBTM Radio in 1979, and whereas during his 37-year tenure with WSET 13 television, he has covered all aspects of area sports reporting and was promoted to sports director in 1985. We have all your years covered.
Wow.
And whereas Carter has received numerous awards and recognitions throughout his career from organizations such as the Virginia High School League, the Virginia Associated Press Broadcasters for Radio and Television, and the Virginia Association of Broadcasters. And whereas he has also been honored for his work by being inducted into the Lynchburg Sports Hall of Fame and the Virginia Amateur Sports Wall of Fame. And whereas Carter has had the privilege to interview many sports figures during his career, including Hank Aaron, Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt Sr., Ralph Sampson, Frank Beamer, Johnny Bench, Joe Gibbs, Howard Cosell, and many others. And whereas throughout his long and illustrious career, he has gained the respect and admiration of both the viewing public and those in the sports world, now therefore I, Trenae L. Tweedy, Mayor of the City of Lynchburg, Virginia, do hereby declare Tuesday, December 31st, 2019, Dennis Carter Recognition Day.
Wow.
Furthermore, I join with the Lynchburg community, my council members, and all of our residents in thanking you for your tireless efforts and in wishing you a rewarding and well-deserved retirement.
Thank you, Mayor Tweedy.
You're very welcome.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and it says December 31st because it is officially Dennis's last day tomorrow at WSET, but we told him to stay home tomorrow and watch some football. I think there's a game you want to catch tomorrow?
There is a
certain
belt
game?
bowl that I would love to watch tomorrow, the Virginia Tech Hokies and
Yeah.
Kentucky Wildcats. There's a game tonight that we also are going to be watching.
Absolutely.
UVA in Florida tonight. So, I'm looking forward to watching the game.
Thank you, and tomorrow's your day, Dennis.
Thank you. Thank
Congratulations.
you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, next, no one knows Dennis like his family. What they tell us they are most proud of.
Over the last 45 minutes or so, you've heard about Dennis from a lot of different people, but nobody, and I mean nobody, knows him better than his longtime friends and family. I spoke with some of them recently. To say they think highly of this guy is an understatement. Lewis Dennis Carter grew up in Danville with his mom and dad and two older sisters. TREVA Gould is the oldest.
He comes down to spend time with Dad, and when Mom was ill, Dennis would be here a lot. So he's always there. It's not one particular thing, it's just everything.
As the baby, Dennis always knew he could turn to his big sisters when things got a little dirty.
He had played touch football, and he wasn't supposed to be doing it that day and got grass stains all over his pants. So he came in to me and said, "You've got to save my life." And he said, "Have you ever washed clothes before?" Which neither one of us had. We tried to wash clothes. It broke the washing machine.
Family has always been important to him. It's also fun for them.
When you go out with him around here, folks are so excited to see him. To us, he's Dennis, but to them, you know, he's a star who's come into the room.
Before joining WSET, Dennis worked in radio in Danville.
The women wouldn't leave him alone. You know, he was a nice-looking young man and a ladies' man, you know, so he was constantly distracted from the world of sports.
Not only did they work together, they played together.
We included him on our bowling team, which was a terrible mistake, because when it comes to bowling, he knows nothing about the game. If he broke 150, we had a scoop.
These guys all say what everyone says when you get to know Dennis.
What you see with Dennis is exactly what you get. In my 39 years of knowing Dennis, I don't think I've ever heard him say a harsh word. Smile all the time.
But it's family that keeps Dennis centered. He and his wife Regina have been married 30 years and have a son.
He's always, you know, thinking of me in terms of, you know, how can he be a good husband? What can he do for me that will help me? I love him.
The Carters lost their matriarch a couple years ago. Dennis's dad is 92, so our retiring sports director has good genes on his side. Having lived such a full life, it's only fitting that his father have the final word about his son.
I'm mighty proud of him. He's been a good son, a hard worker, a family man, just all around good fella.
I got that from you, Dad.
They love you.
I love them so much.
I think we need to take you back a little bit to where your career actually started, and it was in the home, is what I was told. There's this guy in Greensboro who your dad calls you what? What does your dad call you? Nick?
Yes.
Tell me about Nick.
Nick Pond was the sportscaster that we used to watch in Danville when I was growing up. There was a man named Nick Pond. He was a sportscaster, I want to say out of Washington, D.C., but we would see him on TV, and that became my nickname, Nick Pond.
And he calls you Nick Pond. He calls you Nick to this day.
He calls me Nick to this day.
I never knew that.
He calls me Nick to this day, and I call him Gaggy because Gaggy is a short name for granddad. Our son couldn't really pronounce that, and it came out Gaggy, so that has stuck. That has stuck for, 28 years or so. Yeah.
The things it's taken 37 years to learn about you. It's amazing.
One thing you know about me is I love drinking sweet tea.
We call him Sweet TD.
Yeah.
Sweet TD. We're going to miss your sweet tea and you.
Thank you, Mark.
One of the
Appreciate
sweetest guys I know. We'll be right back with Dennis's goodbye.
Wow, what a night it's been for this guy. I kept hearing all this past week there would be lots of surprises in store, but I had no idea what to expect. I didn't want to know. I wanted to be surprised, but you guys totally outdid yourselves. I am blown away and so very appreciative. It's been a very emotional day for me. People have asked, does it feel weird? Absolutely does. I've spent more than half my life coming to this studio and doing a job I've truly loved and still do love. And to know this is my final day, it is tough. I get emotional because this job, and especially all the great people I get a chance to work with every day, means so very much to me. My partner in crime in the sports department, Football Friday and Full Court Press, co-host Dave Walls, everybody you see up here on the desk, Noreen, Danner, Mark, George, Will Stafford. We're a very close-knit group. It would be tough not seeing you guys every day, I can assure you. Not just the folks you see in front of the camera, but all the talented women and men behind the scenes that do a great job. It is truly a team effort, night in, night out, and we have got a great team here. I'll miss covering sports, every one of them, all the different seasons, especially my favorite high school sports, but even more so, I'll miss the people with whom I've built relationships. The coaches, players, athletic directors, officials, fans, so many good people I've had the pleasure to meet and get to know through the years. I've been so blessed to have the opportunity to do something I enjoy so much for nearly 37 years with the same company in the region where I've lived my entire life. I appreciate George Kays, our general manager, Scott Nichols, our news director. I did want to acknowledge a few of the many people who've helped a shy kid from Danville grow up and build some much needed self-confidence in my early years. Thank you to Danville Community College public speaking instructor Helen Metters, who one day asked an innocent question, had I ever considered a career in broadcasting? She told me she thought I had a good speaking voice and maybe that could be an option. I was in business administration at the time, but that compliment got me to thinking and really helped plant a seed for me. Soon thereafter, I changed my major to communications. It's a decision I am so glad I made. Thanks to David Luther, who gave me my first job in broadcasting at WBTM WAKG Radio in Danville. I had lots of fun working there with really good friends like Mike Wimmer, Alex Barnabas, and Bud Adams, who are all here tonight. If you've never heard Alex on the radio, he is a trip. Well worth the listen, I assure you. His nickname is Super Greek, and he is a super guy. WBTM's Linwood Duncan in the news department gave me some advice that I remember to this day. He told me there was no such word as get in the dictionary, as in I'm going to go get a soft drink in the break room. You can go get a soft drink, but you cannot get one. I didn't think it was that big of a deal at the time, but now I understand. Linwood, thanks for driving that point home to me. News director, the late Raj Wellman here at WSET, gave me my first job in TV, my only job in TV as it turns out, back in 1983. Raj took a big chance on a very green kid out of Danville. I'm so glad he did. I've told you about all the great people I work with here at ABC 13. I met another great person here in this building. Oh, this is going to be tough. Some 37 years ago, a beautiful young lady named Regina, who would later become my wife. Regina has put up with me not being around much over the years. I know I spent a lot of time here during the week and over the weekends many, many times, but I was committed to doing the best job I knew how to do, and Regina understood. I've taken a lot of pride in representing the station through the years, so while I do love this job and what I do, the time has come to begin a new adventure and look to the years ahead. I look forward to spending more time with Regina and my son Ryan and his fiancee Caitlin, and to spending more time with my dad and sisters and Regina's family who are here tonight and watching on TV. I've received so many well wishes from people across the region the past few weeks. Not a day has gone by where someone hasn't come up and wished me happy retirement and thanked me for what I've done through the years. I can't tell you how much those comments mean to me, and all the special recognitions from high schools and local communities and organizations throughout the region. You have warmed my heart and made this time in my life one I will never forget. So I thank you for inviting me into your homes over the past 37 years. I will miss being here each night, but for now I plan to stay in the area, so I'm sure I'll see you out and about, especially at sporting events. It's kind of in my blood. Please come up and say hello. Again, it's been my pleasure to talk sports with you every night. And oh yeah, who is that area team that won another state title this year? The Appomattox County Raiders. Thanks for watching, and one last time, I'm Dennis Carter, ABC 13 Sports.
Good job, Dennis. You made it.
Made it through.
You made it.
Thanks.
I think we need to send him
We have
off
a
with
little for you over here.
Oh, wow.
And I think we need to send him off with the Dennis Carter. Dennis Carter.
Oh, wow, look at that. Who's that ugly guy on the cake? That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been fun. It's been a great ride, and I appreciate everybody helping me out, especially the folks who've helped me technically around here, because I'm not a technical wizard, as everyone will know. So I appreciate that. Regina?
Gonna miss you, Dennis.
Love you.
Love you. Not gonna be the same. Everybody, come on up.
Hey.
So good.
Thank you. Hey, Bert. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Hey, Caitlin. Thank you. Bye.
Anybody wants to go hug them, can you go hug them?
Yeah.